All right, welcome everybody to this presentation. And as I get to know you, if you could put in the chat, what is it that you're wanting to get out of having an online business? Or, what are you looking to create with tech, right? Using the tools that I've been using and a lot of my colleagues in this space are using to grow their audience, grow their impact, grow their revenue, grow their ease and time and freedom at the end of the day. So I would love to learn more about you all as we do this. And we'll get started in about 1 minute. All right, beautiful. And Yasmin, nice to see you.
Good to see you too. Excited to be here.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. So just like I said, I was kind of buttoning up a couple of last little things in my presentation because I'm a super nerd when it comes to my webinars. But that's why everybody loves to come to them. Okay, beautiful. So I'm going to get started. And we can rock and roll. Give me 1 second so I can present. And it was so nice back in the day. I used to be able to zoom right into my Facebook group, but we can't do that anymore. It's just a bummer. So we'll share this in the Facebook group soon. Oh, you know what? Presenter view, present. Okay, we can all see and hear me perfectly. Well, today's a wonderful day because I not only get to share with you all my years of experience, not only as an entrepreneur, but as a creative entrepreneur. And you'll learn a little bit more about all my ins and outs in a minute. But I'm really happy that I get to share more about tech. That's been a huge roadblock for a lot of my clients over the last few years. Meaning that they have all these ideas, they're so passionate, multi-passionate. And, when it comes to some of the tech stuff, they get overwhelmed, or not only overwhelmed, but almost apprehensive around using technology nowadays, whether it's ChatGPT or it's social media or it's, the funnels and the automations, because now the tools that we have at the tips of our fingers save us so much time, and they can save us so much effort. So I'm very, very excited to talk about this. I've been in this industry, not just as a coach, but as a pioneer with a lot of the things that I get to do. And it's okay. I'm gonna just mute everybody, or maybe you can mute yourselves. That would be really helpful. So let's get started. So the 3 main things that we're covering today. So I love to work with goals and what's called my GPS North Star planning system. And that's your goal positioning statement. And when we're really aligned to our goals, when we're really focused on identifying the key digital touch points that are going to move the needle, because at the end of the day, when we are in business building, the number one thing that we want to consider is, how are we enrolling clients consistently, right? How do we create what's called the snowball effect, right? You might have heard of the compounding, right? All your efforts compound. I not only want them to compound, I want them to keep moving. And if you think of a snowball, right, it keeps growing over time. What is that saying? A rolling stone gathers no moss. And that's actually the concept. We don't want to gather stagnant energy. We want to feel clean and bright throughout our whole process. Because when we have simple activities and a well-designed structure to not only draw in an audience, but nurture them, connect to them, keep flowing with them, it makes our business feel lighter and easier and fun at the end of the day. You know, my top 3 core values of how I live is family, freedom, fun, my 3 Fs. So if something's not lighting me up, I'm not doing it. And that's the goal, right? We set up the correct structures so that we are operating in our business in a way that feels fun and you're looking forward to it. All right. And we want to create systems that really improve over time so that we're out of always creating and we're more into refining. So the more that we can do this, the easier our processes become. Because especially nowadays, the technology moves faster than we do, right? Like I'm very smart, and it's like, oh, new AI tool, oh, new this, new software. So it's like, how do we keep up with everything? Let me see. Why isn't this showing up? Hold on. All right, I need to step out of this because I'm going to share something different because that little thing was not working. Of course. This. Okay. So this is your core business wheel. This is what I work with my clients on a monthly basis. We always revisit this wheel. And if you notice, in the middle is our values. Like I just said, my top 3 values are family, freedom, and fun. Okay. Those values inform my mission and my vision. Right? I have a very clear mission-driven business. It's outwardly mission, right? Like I want to impact more women. I want to impact more wellness into the world, like really activate the health, wealth, and happiness branch of women, and women who are really looking to live in this world of wellness, world of holistic, world of helping others. And that's going to inform my vision, right? My vision is going to dictate the business, the business method, do I open a yoga studio or do I create an online business? Do I sell a physical product, right? It's the way that my business generates its products and services. So this is the core that you're going to want to be really dialed into, that GPS, right? Your goal positioning statement. Once we have this in the middle, it helps us focus on all this other stuff, right? The bulk of our energy in business is marketing and sales, the bulk of it. So we're going to focus on that today because tech is going to be part of marketing. Legal has its own thing. Your brand is going to be part of marketing. Your finance is part of sales, and your operations, this is where, this is how we run our business, which we're going to deal with that today. So this is what's called my GPS business plan. This is, again, what I use for all my clients. And this is something that you're going to want to look into when starting any project, when launching your company, launching your business, creating a new service. What are my revenue streams? What are my projected sales? And how many clients do I need to get there? So if you're telling me, actually, I would love in the chat if you would share, what are some of your revenue goals for the year? What we have 6 months left of 2024. What is your revenue goal for the rest of the year? How much money do you want your business to generate on a monthly and or, on the second half of the year? I'm very clear that for the second half of the year, I would like to hit my next 6-figure, right? We already did my first goal. We achieved it in 6 months. So now I'm pushing beyond that initial goal, which is great. So revenue streams. How are you going to generate this income? Because the more that we have clarity on this, and we'll be covering some of this today, because it affects our technology. It affects the way that we run the business, right? But let's say that one of my revenue streams you hear is my signature program called the Evolve Digital CEO, the EDC, right? And I know that if I want to hit my next 6 figures in the next 6 months, I need 10 clients. Okay. And that's going to generate me $100,000. I'm just throwing out like easy numbers. Okay. So that makes it really simple for me to understand what are my daily activities when it comes to marketing and sales. Because now I have a North Star. I have guidance on, I need 10 people. That's not 100 people, 10 people. Look, there's 10 people are with me right now. So in theory, with all of you, I could hit my second half of the year goals. Does that make sense? Right? So we need to really look at this as our goal positioning statement and be aligned to that with our mission and our vision. Does that make sense? Okay. 20 clients through yoga and doTERRA sales. Awesome, Stephanie. I love that. Sarah, online yoga business serving the childless, not by choice demographic. Non-tech oriented person found the tech aspect confusing. Okay, Acuity. Got it. Amazing. Thank you, Sarah. Beautiful. And Aniola, establish a community who could provide a space for people to learn about different approaches towards the healing journey. Oh, I love it, with hypnotherapy as one of the, okay, great. So look, we have 20 clients, tech confusion. So hopefully I'll get to support you today. And I know most of you know me, but let me quickly introduce myself briefly. I've been a business owner for 20 years, and not a lot of entrepreneurs can say that. So I'm very proud of myself. And I've been working in the creative marketing and holistic industries, really creating union between strategy, potential, and activation. What does that mean? So I'm a strategist by heart. That's where my brain goes immediately. But my biggest strength is what's called futuristic. So for me, it's all about the potential, right? I see your potential and I see my own potential, like clear as day. And then activation, that's my second biggest strength. Like in between futuristic and activation, I'm almost even when I do my strengths finders. So I'm constantly in action mode. Ask my husband, right? Like there's always a new project. There's always something that's moving forward so that I reach those business goals, right? Like we have to be in constant action. We plan the plan and then we execute the plan. And now, like I said, 20 years into it, maybe water. I'm multiple business owner. So I not only own the largest yoga conference and trade show in the United States, the Yoga Expo, but I've been in network marketing. I still do it with doTERRA as well. I have an e-commerce business, so from my family, and we have another really cool, exciting product line coming out. I have an online business coach. I still teach yoga for events and corporate. So I know what it looks like to do all the things to achieve your goals, right? And especially if you're a multi-passionate entrepreneur like I am, then this maybe makes you feel pretty warm and fuzzy inside. Okay. And look, like I always knew about the online world and knew that there was something to it. So I really fully immersed myself in the online world in about 2017, where I launched my first webinar and I built my first funnel, right? But I didn't really know how to maximize its power. Okay? And that's important because when we are confident with the tools we use and the strategies that we implement, the sky's the limit. And I knew there was a way to work online. I had been running a yoga studio. I was co-owner of a yoga studio. I was already owner of the Yoga Expo. But I knew there was more, especially my number one value is freedom, as I shared with you. And I wanted to be location independent. I hate having bosses. So I was like, I have to make this work. Okay. And I knew there was, it went beyond like the showing off like yoga poses online. I knew I had a lot of knowledge, a lot of wisdom, a lot of value to give. Okay? So this is the big picture planning. This is what it looks like, right? This is how I also work on aligning my life design with business design. So what are my connections? Who am I connecting with on a daily basis? Like some of you who are here, like Megan, I've known for almost 20 years now, like beautiful connection, not just a friendship, but like we've built businesses together, right? My calendar is my, like, if it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist, because time management for an entrepreneur who maybe already has another job and is doing this as a hobby or a side hustle, who wants to turn the side hustle into a full-time, or who has multiple, aspects that they're running. For example, like I also have a child. I have a husband. I own an investment property. Like my time is my most valued possession. Finances and business, right? Big picture is financial freedom. So how am I activating my finances and investments and making my money work for me? And this also includes like hiring a team, bringing on, right, that level of support. I remember when I hired my first virtual assistant, it was like magic. It was magic. So if you're, solopreneuring right now and you're trying to figure everything out, like one of the things that I teach my clients is how to hire, how to expand your team, right? Because you want to focus on the things that you're good at, your products and your services, right here. And then the relationships that you build are going to fuel a lot of this stuff, right? Your personal relationships, your business relationships. Again, how I launched my business, this business 7 years ago, was through a strategic partner. And I got my first 2 clients because of them, because everybody knew me as a yoga teacher. They didn't know me as a business coach. So I needed to create a new audience from, nothing. Because at the end of the day, you're also in charge to create content, right? Your wisdom, your knowledge is what is going to attract people. When we talk about client attraction, it's you, it's what you know and how that solves the problem for them. And then more people need to see and hear you at the end of the day. When you start your business, and some of you are maybe already seasoned business owners, what happens is that you're working with a core local audience. But our job is to expand from that core local audience into the rest of the world, right? And when I say the rest of the world, it could be United States, it could be just beyond your hub, okay? So look at this as a roadmap of all the things that we are wanting so that you are, again, really connected to that GPS. You're being guided with clarity versus scattered energy. Because as we move into strategic planning, right, we say, okay, based on this, my GPS business plan, now what are my strategies? What's going to be my marketing strategy, right? I talk a lot about the seasons of business. What season am I in? Am I starting my business? Am I launching something? Am I in audience building season? Am I in sales season? Right? Where am I? So I talk a lot about like, right? Plan the plan, execute the plan. This is part of that awareness, because look, your marketing, at the end of the day, what you're doing with marketing is you're prospecting to generate leads. Okay, so remember that you're prospecting through your marketing, through visibility, to generate leads. Those leads is what's going to fuel your sales. Flat out. Without leads, no sales. Even if you have an e-commerce business, without leads, no sales. And then you have to deliver the product, right? This is the what. What are you delivering? Is it a course? Is it coaching? Is it a one-on-one service, right? We look at your, again, business model as part of this delivery. And I'm so blessed that I have clients that are in all fields. Like my client, Lisa, she has a physical product that she sells on Amazon. It's a journal. She sells this product on Amazon, but she also has a service where she helps other wellness entrepreneurs create their own journals, create their own ebooks, and does coaching, but she also does ghostwriting. So her business has minimum 3 different revenue streams, right, to achieve her goal. So once we have, again, clarity on the movement of things, then our GPS starts getting really dialed in. We watch Bluey a lot in my house. Remember, I have a 4-year-old. And even if you're an adult and you haven't watched Bluey, they're not paying me. You should watch Bluey. But they use what's called SatNav, and it's like their Google map. And they're always like, it's so cute because I really resonate with it. I'm like, yo, if you don't have a GPS, you're going to be like making lefts and rights when you're not supposed to. And I ain't got time for that. Like, I don't have time to get lost. Like, I need to know exactly where I'm going. So this is going to help you do that. Right? So I talk clarity, your customer journey. So if you're confused about where you're going, do you think your customer is going to be really clear on where you're taking them? So if the internal aspect of yourself is not organized and like clean, right, and clear, how do you expect to take your customers on any sort of journey? All right, especially nowadays, like people literally have the attention span of an ant. So if we don't capture their attention, right now we're talking about marketing, whether it's visibility strategies, whether it's delivering presentations, live events, in-person events, right? If we're not capturing that attention, we have lost the customer. So what makes a customer feel like they're in the right place? Okay, first of all, this is the marketing. And if you wanted to, at any point of this presentation, like take a snapshot and you can tag me on social media, I'd love to share you guys because it propels your commitment. So whatever resonates with you, like please do so. And if you're not following me on Instagram, it's ari.biz.coach. So think about this, right? The first thing is the issue they know they have. And some of you shared this with me today, like tech is overwhelming and, it's confusing me. So I know that that's the issue. So, oops, somebody is calling me. Why? Why? All right, beautiful. So let's come back to this. So issue, you have tech is confusing and I want to get more clients. Great. So you've self-identified. You've said, yep, that's me. So how can you help your customers self-identify? This is through your marketing message, by the way. Okay, through your brand, through your positioning. So problem that you're empathizing with, right? This makes them connect with you. Like, if you create empathy and emotion, this is where we start generating the next layer of potential sales because the solution is what you provide to them. So let's say today, I want to start my online business. Tech is confusing. I want to create a community. Maybe it's like social media, is pissing me off. And right now I'm piecemealing my business together with Band-Aids. Okay. My solution is like, hey, well, I have not only the tools to help you with your online business, but I'll coach you and consult you through the process. I'm going to give you my software Arise. That's going to help you, everything planned, mapped, done for you. And I'm going to teach you how to navigate it with support and accountability and weekly coaching. Thus gets you closer to saying yes, right? Because I've provided a solution to the issue you have. And you want to map this out as well for your clients. I believe one of you shared with me that you're serving the childless, not by choice demographic. Okay. So Sarah, my question for you is, what's the issue they know they have? Like what are they saying? Like that your yoga, online yoga is going, like, what is the solution that that's going to provide? Right? So always go from there. Always, like, is it an emotional? Is it a physical thing that they're dealing with? Okay. So this is the roadmap. Okay. And we're going to break down technology today on how to achieve this roadmap. So the product and service, right, that I shared in that core business wheel, we have an irresistible offer. I think I have irresistible offers. But at the end of the day, an irresistible offer is something that's like so aligned to that person's need that they're what I call like heck yeah clients. Like, oh my God, wow, Ari, you built a whole entire marketing and like business management software for me that like schedules my appointments, sends out reminders, has all my templates and funnels, has training. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. Consistent lead flow system. So how are you generating those leads? Are you doing presentations? Are you doing live events? Are you doing webinars? Like, how are you activating this? And then what is the way that people can invest with you? Do you have something from free to expensive? And if y'all don't have an expensive thing on your repertoire, I would highly suggest we add that one expensive thing, like a couple $1,000s. That is great success. Okay. So one of the ways that we solve this problem is with smart funnel design. And I'm going to explain funnels to you today in two different ways. One is that customer journey. Okay. Here it is. So customer journey. How are people coming into your world? How are they coming into your world? Did they find you on social media, on Instagram? And to me, that's just a viewer. That's not a lead. Does that make sense? Because social media is what's called borrowed audience. If Instagram or TikTok or Facebook closes down today, you have lost your entire audience. But if you're a smart business owner, then we take people from social media into our database. Like I know if social media closes today, I have a database of 10,000 people that are in my email list. And I can either call them because I have their phone numbers and or I can send them a personal email. I don't even need any fancy tech to do so. So it's in your best interest to grow a database of leads. And a person goes from prospect to lead the minute they look, you guys are all leads. You signed up for a workshop. You signed up for a freebie. You signed up for a paid, right? So how are people coming into your world? And this is an example, right? Like your funnel is maybe they came into a free presentation like this. This is what I tell my clients from day one, lead free presentations. Then what are you moving them into? Are you selling them into an online course? And when I say selling, like selling as a service, okay? How are you helping them? Are you helping them through a one-day retreat? Are you helping them through a day-long workshop? Are you helping them through an online course? And so on and so forth, okay? So this is what's called smart funnel design. And when we look at tech, the first thing I learned from one of my mentors was you need one funnel. One. Right? That funnel, now that one funnel can have lots of different iterations of it. But how did I grow my business? How did I start my business? I didn't start my business with a free download. I started my business with a webinar funnel. That's it. And look, 7 years later, what am I doing right now? A webinar funnel. Different presentation, different title, but same process. Does this make sense? So we want to simplify tech, like to its minimal, because when you can have that one thing that you start with, it makes all the other noise, because I'm going to stop sharing for a second. What is that noise? That noise is seeing 1,000 ads on your Instagram saying like, you need to do this, and you need to do that, and you need to do this. So our job, really my job as a coach and consultant, is to figure out what is that one thing that works for you. Because for example, Megan, right? I know Megan's business. And for Megan, webinars might be awesome, but maybe she wants to create a little bit more scalability and start doing things on Evergreen, right? Maybe Chelsea, like she has to figure out what that like one, is it the paid workshop funnel or is it the free webinar funnel? Right? So all of us here have a different business and we're at different roads. We're at different timelines on our journey. So we need to figure out what that one thing is that you can implement and start with. Okay. And this is very important that you understand this, because if not, you end up running around being like, oh, that girl said on that webinar that I watched, that girl said that evergreen webinars are the way to go. But wait, that girl said that I have to sell a low ticket thing and I have to run ads to it. Wait, no, that girl said that I have to sell a $27 ebook. And that, you see what I mean? It gets very confusing and very noisy in this world. So that's one of the reasons why I personally, when I work with my clients, I say, what do we need for you? What do you want out of this whole noisy world? Because all roads lead to Rome, right? All roads lead to your revenue goal for the year. But we have to start with one. And that one has to make sense for where you're at. So assess, align, activate, accountability. That's the journey, okay? Boom. So very simple. We are in the business of building bridges. If you want to look at it like that, we're in the business of building bridges. Because in the beginning, right, I said, you have an audience of hot leads, people that know you, people that have taken your class, people that have, gone to your workshop, people that maybe you're in a networking group with, and they know what you do. They know you. Our job is to create a business that builds bridges so that when you start reaching out to cold, for example, if one of your strategies is TikTok, TikTok is a great way to get into cold audiences, people that don't know you. They have a really great reach. But why would that person start crossing that bridge? Why would they make that journey into your world, into a sale? Right? Why would they go from being a viewer? So again, it's our job to have correct messaging, to understand the issue they know they have, and to provide that intelligent solution. So we pull people from online networking. Like for example, I just brought in a new client to my group yesterday, and I had met her online. She happens to be in a networking group that I've joined. And boom, we had a beautiful conversation and she said yes. So what is this process? From cold to warm to hot. Why would they cross that bridge to get to you, to get into your inner circle? So homework is, I want you to write out that customer journey, right? I want you to write out their problems, like at least 10 problems that you know you can solve. And then I want you to say like, okay, this is the solution. It's an online course. Because at the end of the day, like we're not covering a lot of offer design right now. So the offers you have, your price, like, okay, it's a five class yoga session. Fine. We'll start with that. Okay. So what are the tools? 3. It's just 3. A landing page. You guys all registered for this webinar. That was a landing page. One tool, right? Efficient, effective. You got reminders. That was all automated. Set it and forget it. Graphics. You might want some graphics to post on social media. So Canva all the way. If you use something else, that's fine as well, but something like a Canva. And then you need ideas and a camera. Now, for the next level, okay, so this is all about lead generation. For the next level, when we're talking about sales, you need a landing page that is your sales page, okay, where it describes your program, your retreat, your offer, your product. You still want a landing page. And you're going to want a checkout page, somewhere where people can put their information. And you're going to want, again, an automation that says, hey, welcome, you're in. Here's your course access. Here's your product. Here's, right, schedule your call. Because at the end of the day, if we can keep things simple, then we can focus on the things that we're really good at, which is sharing our wisdom and connecting with people. I call it shaking hands and kissing babies. Okay. So a social media account, it's going to be pivotal, right? Pivotal, pivotal, pivotal. So if you're not active on social media, consider that it's now a day-to-day like tool. It's not a like, oh, like I had a call with a client the other day. She's like, no, I'm not on social media. And I'm like, why? She's like, well, it's really overwhelming. And I go, what about it is overwhelming? She's like, well, I feel like I have to post every day. And I was like, well, what if the things you posted took you like 5 minutes? She's like, oh, well, that doesn't feel as overwhelming. And I go, and what if you only focused on like speaking to your ideal client and solving their problem? She was like, oh, and I gave her that exercise, write out 10 problems, write the 10 solutions. And she was like, oh yeah, that didn't feel as hard, right? And when you get into a flow, then social media literally starts to become a client pipeline. And that's what we want. We want to create client pipelines, right? Then you need your funnel, you need your business hub software, right? One tool that's going to help you pretty much achieve all these things that will create a landing page. And this is where I get to plug my software, which is called Arise, but it builds your funnels, it does your automations, it has your sales pipelines, it does your email marketing, it even does social media posting for you. It has a lot of tools that are, again, foundations. When I'll tell you guys a story. So when I started my online business, again, 7 years ago, I was working with my coach and she was like, okay, Ari, you need to do a webinar and then you're going to sell your online course. I was like, okay, sure, no problem. I had never done that before. And so what did I do? I was like, I had done email marketing because I had, had a studio. Like I knew about email marketing. I've been a marketer for years. But funnels were new to me, right? These like webinars were new to me. So I was like, okay, well, let me learn how to do a webinar. So I learned how to do a webinar. I got certified actually. So I can certify people in webinars. So I learned how to do webinars. I got ClickFunnels as my like funnel builder. I was like, well, I need something where people register. So I got ClickFunnels and that was $127 a month. And then I got ActiveCampaign as my email marketing software. That was $69 a month. And then I used a online social media scheduler because I wanted to be on multiple platforms and be smart with my time. That was $20 a month. And then I got, that was it. Those were the 3 things that I started with, right? And did I need the social media scheduler? No, but I knew I needed the email marketing and I knew I needed the webinar and I use Zoom, right? So that's like $15 a month. That hasn't changed. So I was looking at minimum $200 a month in tech. Compared to when I was running my yoga studio, that was $16,000 a month in overhead. $200 a month seemed like a no-brainer. This is why online business, for those of you who are here, online business has a high profit margin. And if you're here today and you're like, oh my God, Ari, $200 a month, that's so expensive. You need money to make money. You need tools to build business. right? It's really not a lot of money because let's say you have one expensive thing you sell. Like I just told you that we should all have one expensive thing. Let's say you sold a $1,000 service, 3 months of one-on-one yoga or one-on-one coaching with people. That just paid for 5 months of what runs your business, right? So when we look at it in that way, it's like, oh, okay, I can, and maybe I don't buy, sorry, not sorry, I don't buy stupid shit for a couple of months and I can pay for the software and the tools to run my business because we're trying to keep it simple. Okay. We should always have operating expenses budgets. But if you can keep it in one place, well, that's what I built for you. I'm not selling you into it, but I just launched it. So I have to tell you guys about it. It's like, it's my job, literally. Right? So that's in theory what would support you, whether you use Arise or you use like MailChimp, which is awful and like totally sucks. I would not use MailChimp for anything. But let's say you used ActiveCampaign like I used to, you're still looking at like $40, $50 a month. Which is fine. You right there, you need a budget to run your business. But these are the 3 things that you need. And here's the results that we want, right? More emails. What do I mean by more emails? That's like more people in your database that you can, again, call if you need to. Like I know here, I can call Mimi, I can call Megan, I can call Yasmin because they're in my database. More followers. Look, I know like vanity metrics are crappy, but like, yes to more followers, more ideal followers. I have a much higher likelihood of growing a larger business if I have a bigger audience. That's why brands spend so much money on brand awareness campaigns because they want more people knowing about their products and services. So yes to more followers, more awareness. All this has been building trust, right? Because you're active, you're putting yourself out there, people know you, they see you, they hear you, they're like impressed by you because that makes easier sales. And more revenue. So we go back to that first screen that I shared. You're like, what are your like goals for your business? And one of them is more revenue. Okay. And we're going to focus on something very, very simple. Marketing communication basics. So I want you guys again to write this down, screenshot it, whatever you want. This is your go-to. AIDA. Attention, interest, desire, and action. Be in this world whenever you are marketing, right? You want to grab people's attention because we are now, like I said, fighting for people's time and fighting for people's like awareness. You need their interest. How are you going to get that first doTERRA client? How are you going to get that person to say like, oh, I don't have children and your yoga's for me. Like, how are you going to get their interest? And then how do you allure, right? That desire, like what is that desire, that end goal? And then what action are they taking? What action are you driving them to take? Sign up for the webinar, register for my workshop, come into my program. Okay. And something I love to do, and you can do this on Canva and on Instagram, that's what I meant to say, is, make videos. Make videos and use subtitles. Always, 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 always use subtitles because most people are actually seeing things without hearing them because maybe they're busy and they're using like social media as like a escape. So always, always use subtitles. Okay? And look, at the end of the day, I'm going to show you guys something really, really simple. I'm going to use my trusty whiteboard. For those of you who've worked with me before, you're like, oh yeah, I know Ari's whiteboards. So here would be my ideal scenario. This is what I'm going to share with you what you can be doing. So let's say webinar and or a paid workshop. Okay, because I'm really big on the paid workshop. I just led one a few weeks ago and it was total success. And here, I'll just hand it, okay? So webinar or paid workshop. We need a registration page. So this is your reg page. Okay. What happens when somebody registers is that they go to a thank you page. Okay. So thank you page where they take an action. You guys can see what you did with me, right? You took an action. You put this on your calendar. You maybe joined my Facebook group. Okay. If some of you are already in it. There was maybe another little message. Wonderful. What happens the minute this is activated? Well, one, emails go out, automated emails, right? Yay, you're in. I'm so excited to see you. And then boom, we create a chain of events that sends reminders, whether it's through SMS as well as emails. I'm big on the SMS marketing to inform people, okay? Now, what happens with all this, right? Like, how do we get this to activate? Well, your marketing starts at least 7 to 10 days before the event, okay? Maybe a little less, maybe I would say like 5 to 7 sometimes is fine. And we're sending emails to our list, okay? We're posting on social media, or maybe DMing people, okay? These are the 3 things that we're actively doing, okay? And then what happens after this? Well, you invite people to work with you. What is the offer? This is the flow. It's actually very simple. And the great thing is that the software that I've created, and even the templates that I've created, even if for my clients that don't use the software, I have everything written for you, organized for you, plug and play. And how are they paying you? You have a checkout form. So that money goes into your account right away, at least into Stripe or PayPal, right? So this is your money. Then you have a calendar where they can book, right? Calls with you. And maybe they get access to an online course. All this happens automatically. Who is looking for this magic to happen? I am, for sure. Right? Because once we set this up, yes, Aniola, I love it. Once we set this up, now our job is to connect with more people. Again, shake more hands, kiss more babies, show up in the greatest way that we can show up, because all our systems are done, organized, working seamlessly. Okay? So this is the flow. All right. And look, at the end of the day, technology is only going to get better and easier. And already it has. You can create an ebook on ChatGPT with your own magic, with good prompts, and then open it up in Canva. And in 2 hours, you can have a digital download that you can be selling. And then you use one of my templates, and you have your funnel built, you have your checkout, you have all the automations done, and you focus on promoting and selling it. And maybe you're at the point where you're like, you know what, let's run some ads to it to like expand my network. Boom. Then my ad strategist, part of my coaching, helps you with that, who happens to be Yasmin, who is here on the call, right? So we work with all our clients to make sure that they are supported in every step of the way. Because all we want to do is win. That's my husband's motto. He's like, all we do is win, babe. And winning can look like different ways, right? Win because you have more time. Win because you're making more money. Win because you're making more impact. And I want to show you guys something that I think is pretty funny, but give me a second. Okay. This is my WhatsApp. So this is the group, my Evolve Digital CEOs group. Do you see that? This is our motto. All we do is win. And for those of us who are like 1980s, you know the Care Bears. They're magical creatures. right? So that's who you get to work with. You get to work with Care Bear. And right now, so it's my birthday next Thursday. And right now we're having some really, really special ways that you can work with me. And all my programs are 20% off because I was born June 20th. And if you're interested, like, what does that look like? What does working with Ari look like? What does my programs, the way that I've been helping my clients grow their business year over year look like? Well, I work one-on-one with people, but I also have a program that ties it all together called the Evolve Digital CEO. And it's the program that I've been running for 7 years. And I give you all the tools, all the support, whether it's myself or with Yasmin, who helps us with not just paid ads, but also like strategy for social media, ways to optimize our marketing. Our team is like so dedicated to helping you. There she is, she's saying hi. To helping you really get to where you want to go, which is going to look a little different for everybody. Some of you might be saying, I want a 7-figure business. Some of you might be saying, I want my side hustle to feel, more aligned, to feel more easy. That's the worst grammar ever. To feel easier. And the best team. Thank you, Chelsea. Yes. Here, I want to show you guys, but I'm having all right, I'm just gonna present via here because I am like over this. Okay. So the Evolve Digital CEO, it's my accelerator program, and it's really designed to transform your entire business and your life. And I truly believe that if you've been here up to this point, you have what it takes, both in like your gumption, your grit, your desire to excel with online tools and online business. And you can literally get started right now. And look, none of the stuff that I've shared with you, like, I'm not just somebody that's like on social media being like, hey, I'm an online marketer and I used to be a accountant and I have no idea of running a business. And look, now I can show you how to run your business. I've been in business for 20 years, like straight up, and successful business. I don't know if Megan is still here, but like Megan used to work with me at my yoga studio. Like Megan's seen my growth. I've been a leader in the yoga industry for many, many, many years. So I don't mess around with understanding the nuances of business, the intricacies of business, of having a team of 20 people under me that I had to pay on a monthly basis. So I teach you business. I don't just teach you online marketing and how to go viral. That's always nice. I've never gone viral yet. Actually, I have on YouTube. I had a video that got like 4 million views. Right? But like, I can fill an entire convention center with vendors and with people. Like, I got you in whatever phase of business you're at. I have been there, right? So it doesn't really matter if you're a newbie, if you've already been in business, if you've been tech avert. I simplify things, right? But it's all about taking those actions. So big benefits is having an online presence, is knowing your value and ways to maximize your money, being tech savvy ninjas, and knowing how to sell like a boss, right? And that's why I give you sales trainings. I teach you how to sell one-to-many, one-to-one. I teach you how to sell expensive things. I teach you how to sell not expensive things. They all have a different system. And like, look, I've hacked the service niche. Like, I know how to get clients that will pay you $400 for a session. Like, I've done it. Okay. And it's a replicatable system, because my goal is that you're a confident and constantly evolving CEO. Okay? So at the end of the day, I like to talk to people because not everybody can go into my courses. We have a very tight-knit family, and I want to make sure that I can support you the best way. And so what I'm going to do is give you my calendar link so that you can schedule a call with me. And here it is. Let me put it in the chat, and we'll also send this to you all in email, but I'm gonna just drop it here. And in this call, I'll go over what the program looks like a little bit more in depth. But really, I want to make sure that I can support you and that you feel supported by me. Okay. So it's basically an interview call. But I'll tell you a little bit more, right? It's a complete step-by-step way to grow your business. And we grow with timelines. So we have first phase, second phase, third phase, ideation and clarity. So for example, if I'm keep using Megan just because I know you so well. So Megan, I know, has already a booming doTERRA business. She's running retreats, and she's probably here because she's looking for the next step, right? Maybe it's going evergreen. So we would figure out, what is that? Is it selling that $27 product and creating a multiple step funnel, right? In order for her to make money, more money while she sleeps and generate better leads to move into her doTERRA business and keep moving that pipeline forward, right? Then we go into the second phase. So we go from idea into creation and asset building. So what is that multi-step funnel for Megan, right? How do we activate that? How much is our ad budget? Because I know that's the next logical step for you. And then how do we expand, right? How do we get more support, right? What does that look like? Does that make sense? So everybody's timeline looks a little different. This is Jody. We actually have a call tomorrow. She's not one of my really good friends, by the way. I've helped her, like, she's launching a yoga therapy school. That's what we're working. Okay, so that's her vision, yoga therapy school. And we helped her launch her first few webinars. She's been teaching for 20 years. Jody's a freaking badass. And she's like, she's helped me when business was frustrating because she was closing a yoga studio. I have hundreds of testimonials. There we go. This is in Spanish because I also coach in Spanish, but she closed her first $1,500 client, like, great success. Then this is a negotiation, right? So lots of different things. So like I said, it's called the Evolve Digital CEO, and it's the quickest and most effective way to get from plateaued to growth. Okay. So you'll have all your tech at ease, all the resources done for you, because I build things with you. You get access to all my modules. There's many that you get for life. So time over time. And we have some bonuses. So for those of you who book today, we have content and offer lab intensive, right? So it's going to be a great workshop where you will demystify your content. We're going to build you a lead generation funnel. So we'll build it with you. And then, so we'll make it pretty. We'll make it branded. So one funnel. We'll set up your ad account in case you don't have one yet. And then you're going to get access to my Pitch Perfect workshop. Okay. This is how to sell. It's all about sales. So if you decide to, like I said, book a call, it's on the chat here, and work with me, you get access to all those extra bonuses that normally are not included. They're usually paid separately. So I'm just like so thrilled that you get to join me in this process. Oh, and the biggest bonus is that you get my software for free during the time that you and I are working together. So huge, huge, huge extra bonus. That way you don't need to pay for all the additional tech that would be required to satisfy these things. So I look forward to chatting with you all over the next week or so. And this bonus, also the 20% off the courses, is only valid till my birthday, which is 6/20. And I hope that you all get to celebrate with me. So thank you everybody so much for your time today. Like I said, the call is there. We'll also follow up via email, and anything you need, please reach out to me so that we can continue this conversation. You can DM me on Instagram. I'm there all the time, and I look forward to seeing you grow. Have a great rest of your day and weekend. Bye, Stephanie. Thank you, Ava. Bye-bye. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sarah. I look forward to it. Don't lose the call. Just open it up and like just put something in there. I'll see you guys soon. Bye.
Thank you, Ari. Good
You're
day. Bye-bye.
welcome. Bye, Andrea. Take care.
You too as well.
Thank you.
Bye bye.